What's up, Met fans? Welcome back to Talking Mets and Rob. How is everybody doing? Before I get started talking about the breaking news that could affect the Mets this offseason, don't forget, guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit on that like button. If you enjoy my content, want to see more, want to get notified when I post my videos and when I go live, you guys know what to do. Hit on that subscribe button, everybody. All right, guys, so the news that broke today all around Major League Baseball, on Twitter, on social media, is that Davis Stearns, the president of baseball operations for the Milwaukee Brewers, the one guy the Mets had their eye on for the last couple of years to either become the GM or the president of baseball operations, is now stepping down from that role and becoming an advisory for the Milwaukee Brewers. So what does that mean for our New York Mets? We know that the president of baseball operations position for the New York Mets is vacant. And everybody has been talking about over the last couple of years that Davis Stearns is the guy that Steve Cohen and the Mets organization wants to run that position. And we also do know that Billy Epler is good friends with Davis Stearns. We know Davis Stearns is the local guy. He's a Mets fan. He's a guy that wants to come to New York. It's been widely speculated that he wants to become a part of the New York Mets organization, and that vacant position of president of baseball operations fits him perfectly. And he's the perfect match with good friends with Billy Epler, and Steve Cohen wants him. It seems like a match made in heaven. So when it comes to Davis Stearns, is it a possibility now that he's not the president of the baseball operations for the Milwaukee Brewers? Would they give permission for the Mets to interview Davis Stearns? Well, all the speculation is that they will grant interviews from other teams for Davis Stearns because he is only an advisor at this moment and not a big part of the organization anymore at a big-time role like he was with the president of baseball operations. So there's a lot of speculation, a lot of news, so many tweets. John Heyman tweeted that executives around the league think the Mets are going to be all over Davis Stearns and trying to get him away from the Milwaukee Brewers so he can fill that vacant spot of president of baseball operations with the New York Mets organization. I think it's very possible that Davis Stearns will be a part of this New York Mets organization very, very soon, and it would be perfect timing right when the World Series is starting in about a week or a week and a half. The offseason starts, and that's when MLB Hot Stove starts, and that's when everybody becomes free agents. Trade rumors are starting to swirl, and why not have a full front office completely figured out, completely done, where they can all work together, put their minds together to work on free agency, work on trades, and to put together the best roster they possibly can for the 2023 season. Earlier today, Davis Stearns quoted and said, and I quote, "I am not going anywhere. I am going to be here in Milwaukee." Now, that's probably just him just being a good employee, a professional. Everyone around the league says he's a good executive, a good person, a professional employee. But him saying that really does not mean much to me, even though he just said that to a beat writer that quoted it in a tweet. I think the Mets are going to do everything they can. If they got you can think about draft picks. I don't think they have to go that far. Obviously in years past, they got denied permission to interview him, but there is no doubt Davis Stearns is the guy Steve Cohen wants. Pretty sure Billy Epler, who is friends with Stearns, wants him on the staff as well. Putting those minds together, we know what Davis Stearns did with Milwaukee. Yes, they don't have a championship, but they're a playoff team. They're a very good team. He was one that brought in Lorenzo Cain, made that trade for Christian Yelich. He brought in a lot of good players. He drafted well. He did a lot of good things for the Milwaukee Brewers. Look at the pitching staff right now. They had one of the best pitching staffs in all of baseball, and that is work done by Davis Stearns. Yes, the Milwaukee Brewers don't have championships to show for, but he put a team together. You can't swing the bat for the player. You can't throw the ball for the player. Davis Stearns can put together the team that he thinks, with the budget he has in Milwaukee, thinks that that's the best team he can put on the field. And obviously the big one this year was trading Josh Hader, which drove a lot of people. Why would you trade Josh Hader? But David Stearns thought it was the right move for the Milwaukee Brewers. Obviously, they didn't make the playoffs this year, and Hader looked really dominant as a Padre. But I still think David Stearns is a great executive. Steve Cohen knows what he's doing. He wants guys that can do their job well, and David Stearns is definitely that guy that can do his job well. There is a reason why the Milwaukee Brewers kept on denying permission for teams to interview David Stearns, because he is a valuable asset to the Milwaukee Brewers, and they don't want to lose him. So why wouldn't you want a guy like David Stearns a part of this New York Mets team? I think it's a perfect fit. But in his mind, Billy Epler's mind, with Steve Cohen's money, it can be a dangerous combination. And a lot of teams in Major League Baseball got to watch out for the New York Mets, because they do have a lot of free agents that only on their team are free agents. But there's a lot of key free agents the Mets can get that are outside the organization to bring into this team to fill up this roster. And also, we already are hearing some trade rumors with the New York Mets. And if I feel very, very confident with Epler, Stearns, and Cohen at the top to get the right players here to make this team that had 101 wins last year in 2022 better and more of a longer road in October, because that's what we want as fans. So the latest today, David Stearns stepped down from being the president of baseball operations for the Milwaukee Brewers and became an advisor for the team at this moment. What does that mean? I don't know. Once again, David Stearns spoke to a reporter and said, I am not going anywhere. I am going to be here in Milwaukee. Again, he's a professional, so I'm not surprised he's saying something like this. He'd been in that organization. They were the ones that gave him the start in his career in the front office. So you think he's going to be a professional and wants to do the right thing. So him saying that is not just thinking the Mets are just going to say, oh, well, I guess we're not going to be able to get him. But that is the very latest. So look in the coming days of more news coming out that the Mets are going to pursue David Stearns for the vacant spot of the president of baseball operations of the New York Mets. Let's see what happens, guys. Let's hope we get the guy that we wanted for the last couple of years, and that is David Stearns. Once again, guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit on that like button. If you enjoy my content, want to see more, want to get notified when I post my videos, and when I go live, you guys know what to do. Hit on that subscribe button, everybody. I want to thank you guys for watching, and as always, Met fans, let's go Mets.